Thank you for joining us for another video of the Critics Collective. I'm Ron, the Dad Panther writer, streamer, content creator, master of none, and this is another video. We are talking Super Creep. We are talking, no, we're actually supposed to be talking Cookie Run Kingdom, but I can't play that necessarily right now. So this is the B-roll that we're going to roll with, and I'm okay with it because maybe it's your first time seeing this game, just like it's your first time joining us on a video. We talk from wrestling to mobile games, video games, television, film, and everything in between. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Love to have you join the collective family. We can focus, right? Let's focus on Cookie Run Kingdom. Okay, so Cookie Run Kingdom is right now they're shut down, right? They're shut down because they're working on some stuff, and we're gonna get a collaboration that a lot of people didn't know was coming this way. They're not surprised, as the game is from Korea, and you have a K-pop movie that swept the world and won a Grammy. I talked about this in my top movies of the year, and you can go ahead and check that out. And Manny talked about it as far as the movie when it came out on Netflix. And that movie I'm talking about is K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, in this household, it plays at least once a week. It plays in the car when we have a long ride somewhere. It's taken off in our household, so I can't speak for yours, but we all enjoy it. I almost bought the vinyl, and I just was like, my daughter's not gonna enjoy that enough, and I'm about to get this win right here, so that's good. But again, it's a debut, and I think the game purposely sets you up to get the win, but whatever. Like I said before, we can't do anything because the game is down. They're working on some stuff, and I can't do anything about it. See, here's the proof. So K-pop Demon Hunters is coming into the game. They're going to add some mini games. They're going to have the Saja boys in there as guests, but the main three are going to be there. And so Zoe, Mira, and Rumi, they're going to be the main ones in there. And you also have Derpy and the bird and stuff. So that's going to be cool to see those characters. And I believe they have the music that's licensed as well. We're not going to be able to we could show you stuff probably, but we couldn't play the music for obvious reason. Now, I just think it's interesting in a funny way that without spoiling anything for how the season has ended so far in the storyline that is Cookie Run Kingdom, it is very interesting that there is this dread that's happening, right? Not my gun drop buttons. And then you hear nothing but the truth and what I am, and then everyone is fighting and battling and all this other stuff, and then you have this K-pop collab coming in here, bah, bah, going, we're going up and na 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 na, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? This has nothing to do with the storyline, but I'm all for it. So this is my first collab. Okay, this is my first collab with this game. Collabs are really cool, especially in gacha games. We don't get it on video games in general. We see it a little bit more now, and I think we're seeing it because of what we see in overseas gaming, anime stuff, and gacha is starting to creep into the traditional West Coast or Western Hemisphere style. I don't know, Google, I don't know what I'm talking about, but point blank, I'll give you an example like The Division. You can check, I've done videos on it. The Division has taken stuff from their other server and brought it into the US server. And so certain things like that, collabs where you have certain movies and shows come on there for a time period. So this collab, like I said, is my first one. Now, I came in right after the collab for Wicked had ended. Now, I did a review on Wicked. I even put it as my best movie of the year, my worst movie of the year. You can go check that out. But for Wicked, those characters are just, they're blah. I mean, every now and then you'll see someone use that character in PvP, and that's it for the most part. They've done collabs with Sonic, so Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, and the rest of them. Those characters, if you check anyone's meta list, they're not on the list. They're down there at the bottom. BTS, respectfully, another K-pop band that was sweeping the nation at one point. I don't know if they still are, but but they were in the game as well, and they've done other collabs as what Disney was. If there's any collab that I've missed where I'm like, dang, I wish, what a time to be alive, the Disney one. The Disney one seemed like a pretty cool one. They even changed the mechanism, the animation for the gacha system for Disney, and that was cool. I don't think we'll see that again, but that was pretty cool. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to this is my first time in a collab in this universe. I'm hoping to enjoy myself in this. My daughter already watches me play this game, so she doesn't know these characters are in the game. So I'm gonna be playing in the Panthers Den, and then she's gonna see it, and she's like, "Wait, is that?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, it is." And then let her click and play buttons as long as she doesn't delete crap. But anyways, so I'll go off with the first thing that came to mind. It didn't happen before, so I don't think it's gonna happen. It would be cool to see collabs boost up, even if it's for a limited time, boost up the common and the rare characters, right? And what I mean by that is you play a game like this, and unless you spend money, or unless you grind a lot, or unless you have real life good, just RNG, a lot of times some of your best characters are the characters that you're spending all your resources on. It's the common cookies, the rare cookies. You know, you might not have the legendary cookies and certain stuff like that just because the release comes out, because it doesn't always work like that RNG wise. Check out the video we did for Sugar Swan. I did not get that character with all the fucking resources I had and the timing and the prep. It just, sometimes RNG does not fucking work out that way. And I tried with another, I think might have been 10,000 of the special gems, the Featherlight gems, and still fucking struck out. And that's just what it is. So it would be cool to see these other cookies that are not paid attention to. And even with the conversation of the ultimate cookie, whoever that is, whether it's a twist or the obvious, it would be cool once again to have those cookies that were there at the beginning be there and be needed to go ahead and save the day and get a power up. And I think that'd be so effing cool. That's just me. If those cookies got something about them where it was like everybody's on the same playing field. It doesn't matter if you level them up or not, but now these cookies are awakened. Maybe another word that's not awakened, a bacon. I don't know. Bacon, that's not gonna work. It sounds delicious though. I think the characters should be good. They should be good for you to be able to use them in PvE. And the problem with the other collabs that I've seen is those characters aren't strong enough, or they don't bring anything to the table that allows you to play with them unless you're just fans of it. And the thing about the collabs, in my opinion, is, or to my knowledge, it's like, this is supposed to bring new people to the game. It's supposed to bring people back to the game, not the people like me who's been logging into the game, or the new people who've been riding the game for a bit and learning it out. No, it's supposed to bring you back to the game if you didn't play. It's supposed to make you want to download the game, and then in turn, I like to think, spend some money. And so when you look at Nikki the Goddess, they had a collab, it just didn't do well, but the game has been profitable on their estimated reports for January and February. And then you look at Blue Archive, that's another game. It has not been doing good in the collabs that it's picked up. So like I said, collabs are really important in a gacha game, to get people in and just a part of the revenue. So you have a new person who's in charge of the game as well, as someone stepped down, probably to go do another project in the Cookie Kingdom realm. I know there's some games they're working on after that PvP game, arena game that came out recently, the Oven Break, I think, which I didn't try because it's just not my cup of tea. But maybe one day I'll try it. I don't know. So I don't know, but just something to think about on that front. Now they're going to add some mini mobile games in there. I'm just hoping for some good, entertaining games on here. I don't like the mobile games. Now, what I say mobile, because this is a mobile game, what I'm saying is the games where it makes more sense for you to play on mobile because the joystick controller button situation versus the keyboard, where to me, they don't make it very smooth to go ahead and play that game like that. I just to my knowledge, the emulator I'm using is it's blue. I'm just not able to see it. So I'm hoping for some good games. I'm not happy to see or hear that there's probably going to be a game that's going to remind me of going to the town center, where I'm trying to figure out that little joystick thing, and I just might as well play it on mobile for that mode. Free things. They showcase some items that are going to come. They're going to get a costume change for the golden part of the movie. You're going to have some storylines and stuff that they're going to put in here. I think every 2 weeks we're going to get something. This is a pretty big update, not necessarily for features, but you got, again, a new person that's in charge. They just dropped another game. You have them setting up some other games that are coming out in the future. And I think they're messing with Roblox. But this is big for them because You have Ultimate Cookie, still the storyline for that. You have Timekeeper that's on the way that everybody's waiting for. And you have other characters that you've hinted at or showcased artwork for. I know they showed the graphic of, there was a trailer they're working on. And so everyone's trying to piece together in this trailer what's going on. If we get 3 likes, maybe I'll come back, you know, and I'll talk about that trailer or showcase that trailer, whatever the case is. But they gave us a little taste, a little something, nothing crazy. With the free things, it makes me think about the music. Now, I feel like I already have the answer to it because I'm sure there was audio or music for Disney. That's not here anymore. There was probably something for Wicked. It's not here anymore. BTS, just makes sense that there probably was. It's not here anymore. So chances are this is going to end and the music won't be here anymore. And that's a legal thing. And I get that. But it would be nice to have as much free stuff as we can get from the collab that we can constantly use versus things where like their backgrounds or the castle and other stuff that may change. And it's not something that you can do unless you spend money on it. And I get it. You're doing it to spend money. But what about us? What about the free to play who don't want to pay? You know, that's just what it is. It is what it is. I'm trying to look here. Oh, the treasure, right? I thought it would be cool if they had a treasure that worked with music and it came out with this collab. Now, obviously the characters won't be as strong, but we have probably 5, if not 12. It's not crazy to stress that far. Cookies in this game that are focused around music, right? And they have a synergy to music. And it'd be cool if there was some electric characters as well as that are in here. But we have various different styles that deal with music or entertainment. I think it'd be really cool if there was a treasure that enhanced that. Again, thinking of the rare cookies, the common cookies, where it's like, hey, it gives them a boost, gives a little bit more playability. So what I'm looking for not a deep story, something probably humorous. It'd be cool to go back into the movie and see certain scenes in the movie, but done cookie wise. I think hearing the music in the game would be kind of cool and fun, collecting to see if I can collect all the characters. If there's a certain character that I would want, I feel like it would be Zoe first. Zoe would probably be the one that if I could pick one that I would like to get and max out, it'd probably be Zoe. I like her moveset and everything like that. So that would have been cool, but I don't know. It's the first one. So I just want to put out my expectations. I just want to have a good time. I want to look back and say, oh yeah, I do remember that from the movie. It'd be cool for my daughter to be like, hey, let me pick up the controller. Let me play a little bit. Again, just don't delete anything. And for us to have a good time and get ready for some pretty cool updates coming out this spring, going into the summer. But yeah, you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. Until next time.